something else. Okay? And on nationalism, Walimu was very strong. His nationalism could not be doubted. Okay? And of course, this was given credence by the fact that as a person, he was a person of great integrity. Even his enemies could not point fingers at him when it came to question of integrity. So, on the one hand, we are such leader. On the other hand, our debates were, of course, taking place in the context of the world, of what was going on. But we had debates, we had discussions. Now, in the second phase, by the way, let me also point out that at that time, we had a nationalist school developing in the Department of History. Arnold Temu, Isaiah Kimambo, Bonaventure Swai, and so on. You see, many times it is forgotten that was what was the Dar es Salaam School, Dar es Salaam School of History, the nationalist school, which was essentially grounded in the fact that, look, we Africans also had this, and so on and so forth. Okay? That's one side of the story. After 74, I must say that the debate among the left in Tanzania became rather fractious and very demagogic, very polemical, to the extent that it split the left. And in my personal view, it actually was a step backwards. Okay? Fortunately, we recovered from it. Because one thing that we realized from the second phase of the debate is that we are talking about the working class at that time. We are talking about peasants. But we had no flesh and blood relationship with them. Okay? We were elite, we are petit bourgeois. Our conditions of life, our way of thought, and so on, and our aspirations had very little in common, okay, with them. And that experience taught some of us, for example, one of our comrades left the university, went to work in a factory. Other comrades started other ways, other means by which to establish that contact, like, for example, legal aid. Because you act with what you have. You cannot fantasize or cannot wait for things to happen. You have to do what you can in the particular atmosphere or particular circumstances that you are faced with. So that was it. Now, this second debate has also come to be called Dar es Salaam School of Thought. So there is some confusion between the nationalist Dar es Salaam School of Thought, which was basically history, and the second one, Dar es Salaam School of Thought, which was really grounded in political economy.
No, very much so. The nationalist phase, which also included the works of people like Bethuel Ogot in Nairobi, the likes of Jacob Adia-Ajayi, the Ibadan School of History, which was very much in that frame of we also had our own history, and we have a duty to document them. And there's a sense in which the second phase which you described, I think represented an important paradigmatic shift in the sense that it compelled us to also begin to pay attention to the contradictions that propelled pre-colonial African society. It wasn't just an El Dorado of so many good and virtuous things happening, but that change, such as it occurred, was itself underpinned, which needed to be understood. And from that point of view, the work of Bonaventure Swai, his critique of nationalist historiography coming out of Dar es Salaam was one of, I think, the most impactful